Kinane in the corner. Her third from outside. Zone. Shot. It's good! Espinal pulls up, knocks it down! Good evening, folks. Welcome inside the Luke Urban Fieldhouse. It's boys basketball, Durfee against New Bedford, the rivalry renewed here on Ellsbury Street. Evan Massoud, Brendan Kelly with you for the game. We have intros going on behind us, but Brendan, a few pregame thoughts. Number one, Durfee's consistency, a little bit shaky this year. They're 5-5 coming in today. A very important game tonight.
Yeah, the number one question is going to be what Durfee team shows up and for how long. I've been saying this in my entire life. Durfee, New Bedford, it gets no better than that in the basketball scene in this area. It's going to be a big one for both teams.
Well, and speaking of New Bedford, you know, Coach Hill on the other side said consistency's kind of been a problem for them too, particularly with protecting the ball. Turnovers have been a big problem.
Yeah, both teams right now under 32 in the state tournament, so they're going to have to start tuning things up. This is the midway point of the season. Taking care of the ball, playing crisp basketball is going to be important for both teams.
Brendan mentions the power rankings. They were just updated in the wee hours of this morning. Durfee just 2 spaces before we're actually going to get cut off here for the anthem. So you know what? Let's take a timeout. We'll hold those thoughts, and we'll have live basketball right after the anthem. Stay with us. All right, folks, welcome back here. Brendan and I back now at the scorer's table. We're high atop the bleachers. Thought we had a little more time. You know, we're not used to this. Billy Tran on the PA. He is efficient, Brendan.
When I said that, when you told me we were going to go live on our first shoot, I've been pretty cocky the last couple of years, saying we usually do ours on one take, and then being on live TV.
Yeah, right.
You know, they threw a wrench in there, but I think we made out all right. So.
We did, and you know, it's okay, because the strength of schedule thing and the power rankings is what I was going to get at. And, you know, Brockton, you have yours there. Brockton is just 2 spaces below Durfee in the power rankings. But Brockton only has 2 wins. Their strength of schedule is nearly 3 times better than Durfee's. So that's what brings into question. We've talked about it before. You know, Durfee with 3 of their 5 wins against Boston area teams that really don't help you in terms of strength of schedule. I asked Coach DeCruz pregame, point blank, said, Coach, known you a long time. I'm going to be brutally honest here. As a 3 to start it off by Espinal. I said, Coach, I said, you put up 80, or you won by 80-something points against Excel Academy. I said, I would have taken a loss against the North Quincy or Newton South instead of that win. And he says, you know, Ev, I agree.
Now this is year 3 of the power ranking system. I don't think it's an exact science. It's Espinal with a heat check right away. Sherry coming in with a big offensive rebound, 5-0 early Hilltoppers. Going back to the schedule building. I don't know. You know, it's tough. I don't believe in scheduling losses. I don't believe in scheduling a team that you know you can't beat. As Stevenson with an extra step, but Durfee with a nice,
good transition there,
early,
just a little extra.
Early energy. It's tough. It's
Yeah.
tough. You really got to do your homework in the off season. I think looking at trends over the last couple of years, I mean, since 2005, everything record-wise is Durfee with another steal right now.
3-on-1s.
With a great pass.
That's
7-0 right away, Durfee. You have an opportunity to do a little bit of homework, and, you know, I think schedule building's important right now. And it's trial and error. And,
of course. And, you know, it's not to cast blame, and to your point, right? I know Coach agreed with me in theory. Of course, you're never going to say, yo, yeah, we'll just take a loss. That's not the point here that I'm trying to make, nor what Coach said, but it brings up that question of, you know, do some of these teams that Durfee's playing, is there really a benefit there? And, of course, you need wins to make the tournament no matter how you get them. But at the same time, you're just, what does it do to Excel Academy to lose by 80? It doesn't really help them either.
Yeah, I think right now Durfee's, you know, their big focus is they're going to have to go old school way right now. Like, I don't see a scenario where Durfee forcing another turnover right now.
2-on-1. Espinal to the basket, doesn't go. Stewart there to back him up. Durfee up 9-0 here in the first 2 minutes. Coach Hill calling timeout. Let's look at the starters. I'll take New Bedford's. You can take Durfee's. We'll start with the visiting Whalers. They're listed at 3-5 on their power rankings, but they're actually 3-6. There's a loss in there for Barnstable last week that was not reported, so this morning's power rankings didn't include it. They are actually 3-6. They have number 2, Desmond Brunskill. Number 3, Greg Baptista. Number 15, Jaron Goodine. Number 23, Anthony Diakate. And number 33, Joseph Goodine, as their starting 5. Matt Hill, the head coach for the Whalers.
Durfee switching up their starting lineup a little bit. Going with number 15, Ben Sherry, who I'd say is playing the center spot. Number 10, Avante Lamore. Number 5, Jameer Stevenson. Number 3, Captain Jaden Espinal. Number 2, Devontae Stewart, also a captain. Durfee going, I guess you would say this is Durfee's, air quotes, big lineup with Sherry in there, who's done a real nice job this year. Definitely in a position change. You know, Ben's a guard. I think he's played on the perimeter his entire life, and, you know, they've asked him to play kind of underneath the basket a little bit more, and I think he's done a heck of a job.
Yeah, you know, he's kind of been a sleeper. Every time you mention him, he's making the most of his minutes, which is exactly what you want because he hasn't always been a starter. We have a foul here against Joseph Goodine for New Bedford. So both sides with one foul. Stewart plowing through traffic in the paint, kicks it out to Stevenson. Wants a long 3. It's off the front of the rim and it trickles in.
This is, again, a great sign for Durfee. Obviously, you know, Captain Obvious making shots makes you feel good, but they have a tendency when they shoot the ball well early in a game, their energy level goes up, goes onto the defensive side. You've seen some turnovers. It's just great energy for Durfee.
Well, basketball, you know, because it's constant flow, you know, when you get on scoring runs, momentum is such a big key here. And of course, you know, starting out strong, when you are 500 at the halfway mark, you need to build on something. And this is one of those games here, game 11 against New Bedford, first time these two teams playing each other. This could be a really big game in a lot of ways for Durfee if they win it.
Yeah, you look at the last 10 games, and I'm not going to say the good news. The great news is they've been in every game. Matter of fact, with the exception of the Taunton one that got away a little bit in the fourth quarter, it's a 2-3-point game under 20 seconds. The bad news is we're at the halfway point, and the other bad news is they didn't get any of those close games. So they're in these positions to win games with glass half full, with 10 more to go. It's plenty of time, but they really got to kind of shake it a little bit to, you know, start stringing some things.
Even the Somerset game, I mean, they were, Somerset just took control of that game, and Durfee still only lost, I think it was a 2-possession game, but they made it close at the end. So they're getting back. It's whether or not they can dig out of a hole that they might have created early. That's kind of, you know, what I would say here. As you see Stevenson on your screen. Stevenson, the transfer from Conley, who has had an impact on this team. Tons of speed. He's a good shooter from the Billy Shea, you know, coaching school. Talked about it in December in our other game that we did for boys. Don't worry, plenty more boys on the schedule. It's just the way it's shaken out. Girls have had a lot of home games here in the new year. Espinal, quick three this side, short off the rim. Espinal, point checking here. He is, after the three to open the game, 224 points away from 1,000. Do the math, 10 games to go. The average there, he has traditionally been at that average per game or even a little more. So we're on the 1,000-point watch now for number 3, Jaden Espinal.
Yeah, regardless of, you know, hitting that magic number, you know, having been through it as a coach with a couple players, I think right now what Jaden's just trying to do, he's just trying to play, let the game come to him.
Yeah.
That stuff, you say it's not on your mind. It is, and it is as a coach as well. Again, remember going back, you know, getting lucky enough to go through it twice. You know,
right.
Brianna made it a little bit easier. Got it. She got it early.
Game one.
Game one of her. Yeah, game one of her senior year.
Great defense.
Shaylin went right down the line.
Yes, she did. It was like, I think, third to last game.
Yeah.
It was out in Somerset. We did that game. You know, Coach did say that one thing he's proud of with Espinal is, you know, Espinal's actually not been afraid to pass the ball off and not take the shot. He's not pressing just to get points. If he sees an open man, he's been playing rather selfless basketball, which is not a bad thing either. You know, if you don't have the shot, don't press it. Give it to someone else that might be able to take the shot.
This being probably my third full year of doing multiple games.
Yeah.
It's been pretty much Jaden's entire varsity career.
Yeah.
I love his demeanor. He shoots himself out of slumps. He doesn't force things. You don't know by the way he looks, and this is a good thing for somebody who's a super emotional person myself. I envy guys like this. You don't know if he's got 4 points or 34 points. And I just love
Plays the same way.
He plays the same way. His body language is the same way. He's always playing hard, and like I said, I envy guys like that can go through sports and then, you know, life like that with just a nice even keel. And he's, you know, you wouldn't think that he's, you know, he's still got a ways to go, but he's creeping towards it.
Yeah, it's certainly not out of the realm of possibility. So we will continue tracking and hope for the best.
And regardless of the fact he's climbing up the Manny Papula, you know, all-time list. You know, there's the list of guys that aren't at 1,000 and
or just under.
Closer, just under 1,000, and you know, regardless, he's climbing. There's not a lot of guys in the 900s either. So I mean, regardless, he's left his mark, leaving his mark on Durfee basketball.
Manny's unbelievable, by the way. Let's just say that too. Manny Papula from, you know, Hilltopper decades ago. He is a statistician in the truest sense of the term.
Well, that original,
it's unbelievable.
That original encyclopedia that he made, we're probably going on 10 years now.
Yeah.
Probably 10 plus years. The original one, and he updates it yearly. He used to come in at the end of the year and he'd give Jameson a piece of computer paper with written pen on it.
Lamar for 3.
He dropped me off an original copy and said, give it to your give it to my father.
Yeah.
And I didn't. I kept it for myself. So 6, 8 months later, he goes, oh, how'd your father like it? I said, well, I never gave it to him. I kept it for myself. He was mad at me.
Because it's handwritten.
It is handwritten. I've since let my father look at it.
Somebody had posted one of them to Facebook, just like on the Fall River page, or grew up in Fall River. There's this, you know, public group pages, and somebody had posted one of them, and I was just reading it, and I said, this is just absolutely incredible, as Isaac Rivera hits one from distance, 15-7, 2.5 to play here in the first.
Good job by New Bedford. That first Durfee surge was a lot louder than it probably was, and after that timeout, New Bedford settled down a little bit. And, you know, 8-point game, but it looked like it could get run away with quick.
Yeah, it was 12-2 at the time.
That caught.
Got a fast-paced game, though. I'll tell you, up and down the court here, and the speed is tremendous.
I also have to say, New Bedford with a rather unique look, going 1940s, like Indiana high school basketball style with the red uniforms and white shorts.
Yeah.
I wonder if this is the look they were going for, as Espino with another corner 3 hits.
Got it.
I wonder if this was the look they were going for, or I don't know if this was something trying to get out of a slump.
Yeah, stolen. Espinal pulls up, goes to Stevenson. Look at the move.
Fantastic.
The athleticism.
Fantastic finish.
Timeout, 20-7, baby. What a first quarter. And you know what, Brennan? Contributions from 4 guys here in this first quarter, which is outstanding.
Good job on the ref, too. New Bedford player in the timeouts spiked the ball into the ground, which is usually a guaranteed right-away tee. And I heard somebody say the other day in the stands at a game I was at, I'm not sure if it was at the Dartmouth-Durfee game or something, the kids are allowed to be frustrated. And I'm not saying you got to go out of hand and anything. That's definitely not what I'm saying. But, you know, the kid obviously was frustrated, Durfee, with a quick run. And good job by the referee of not putting salt on the wound right here. And obviously, if it, you know, continues and stuff like that, referees would love to. But I thought he did a nice job of letting the kid be a kid for a second. And, you know, Coach Hill will take care of that.
All right, you wanted to do a read. You wanted to do a promo last time. You want to go for it?
Wow.
You want to go for it?
Let me get it right before halftime.
All right.
The next time out, you threw that one right on me.
No, I know. We don't have time now. Next time out, you're going to do your first read here. Here we go.
Well, you got the half cursive, too, so you might throw me off a little bit.
Oh, my God. I can't.
I'm going to do it.
The half cursive?
I'm going to do it.
What are you talking about?
Or is that full cursive?
You want me to rewrite it?
You gotta go the print, but I'm gonna do it.
Print? Oh my gosh.
I can do it. If not, I'll just what do they say? I'll stay out of the comment sections. Great baseline move by Sherry with a muscle.
Basket good. Foul coming as well. New Bedford's 4th.
Last 3 games, and anybody who played high school football and high school basketball, they've talked about this. Getting your basketball legs back after football season, because there's such a quick turnaround, it takes a little while. And Sherry playing his first year of high school football and having a really good year.
Yeah.
You can start to see his basketball legs are coming back a little bit more.
Yeah.
And that's probably something he didn't anticipate coming into basketball season, not having basketball legs. It's a totally different, obviously, movement and stuff. So you can see his first step, his basketball body's coming back.
Well, and let me tell you, too, Eli Brooks, our strength and conditioning coach, he's got these guys working hard, too. You know, and that's I think, from an injury prevention standpoint, the strength and conditioning coach position, for me, I think has done wonders.
One of the best things we've done as an athletic department, probably one of the best things we've done school department. You know, in this day and age of wellness and lifelong wellness, you see it after school. You've got a time section for non-varsity athletes that are in the weight room. I think that's super important.
Oh, 100%.
And having an alumni of his stature too with Eli, it's great. And it's just more former students and more former players, now colleagues and co-workers.
Yeah.
It's great. Eli does a great job. Doesn't look a day older than 2016 either.
I interviewed him back in the summer. He says, yeah, I'm home. I said, yeah, you're home, buddy. He had a great career here.
We had great first time. We had great first-time trainers too, with Eddie Matenas and Caprini Gonzalez.
Yeah.
They really set the bar high. But you know, there's something to be said about keeping it in the family. So it's great to have him around. And it's great to see him at these home games and supporting all our athletics.
Corner 3 for New Bedford, well long. Lamore with the ball, pressure coming, 3 players on him. He'll draw the foul as they slide into the cheering section.
Great hustle, 3 New Bedford players. That was a full sprint back defensively. Did not just give them the easy 2. You know, New Bedford is well coached. Matt does a great job. There's a lot of rich tradition, rich history there. They're going to play hard, and they're going to play hard at all times.
Javian Lloyd hit with the foul, his first. New Bedford at the limit here with 14 seconds left in the first, and Lamore hits his first free throw.
William Diaz-Rivera getting some early minutes right now, the senior. Another one of those bigs that's not really a big, but does a real good job on the boards. You know, getting some early minutes right now. Coach DeCruz going to his bench, doing a nice job. I'm always a big fan of getting some of the starters out for almost this double, a double rest, because they'll have a little bit of the, you know, end of the first and beginning of the second quarter off. It's an NBA thing that they do. It's great.
Picked off by Stevenson, lets it fly at the buzzer. Oh, baby, almost off the glass and the rim. Missing by inches there, but he let it fly from half court. 25-13, the Hilltoppers with a ton of points in the first. When was the last time we saw 25 points in a first quarter? This is really an impressive start for Durfee.
Yeah, we talked about it pregame, consistency, effort, and obviously shots going in, important right here. Durfee's got to feel good about themselves, but the story with Durfee is, can you string quarters together? Can you string 2 halves together?
Right.
It's easy to play in the first quarter. You know, it's a little harder in the second, third, fourth, and closing things out. So Durfee's going to start well here and, you know, put together a good quarter going into the half. Am I doing it?
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Brandon, go for it.
The class of 1974 50th reunion will be Saturday, August 10th at 5:30, Whites of Westport. Tickets are $75. For tickets, go to Facebook, BMC Durfee, class of 1974 50th reunion. Again, that's BMC Durfee, class of 1974 50th reunion on Facebook.
The Chattertons are the ones kind of spearheading. They asked us to, great job. Look at you. Now you're a pro. You did a read live.
An ad read. Is that for Mr. Chatterton too?
Yeah,
and
so they...
if he's listening, give me a call. Let me know how you did, Mr. Chatterton.
They...
Not on air.
I got to speak with Glenn at the dedication here at the Montel Fitness Center last spring, and we were talking about over the summer. I said, well, when is it? He says, well, it's August 2024. I said, whoa! I know you're going to plan, but we'll start in the new year. Don't worry. We'll get you some promo for it, because we just did, the class of 62 had their 60th 2 years ago. Joyce Rodericks was in that class. She's involved in the city, a lot of preservation stuff. She's you know, one of those fixtures that's done a lot in the city, and amongst others, my colleague Pamela Martin, her mother is class of 62 as well. So I mean, a lot of people, and it was a big group. I mean, a lot have passed, unfortunately. 60 years is a long time, but there was a big group here, and you know, we did something for them. And so I, of course, when the Chatterton spoke with me, I said, you bet, we'll get it on the air as well. So Espinal wants another. That's hard off the back of the iron. Good rebound for the Hilltoppers. Ball loose in the paint, trying to get free, and Espinal, looks like Durfee will keep the ball. Good fighting effort right there.
One thing I'm noticing too, New Bedford doesn't box out particularly well like Durfee does, so Durfee is able to out-jump them right now. They've actually done a pretty good job rebounding.
Oh, great pass!
Great out-of-bounds USA play right there with an open 3. It's all you can ask for.
That was Lucas. Now on the other side, a 3 attempt for New Bedford, no good. Espinal takes it back. Lucas in the game for Lamore, yeah.
Durfee doing a nice job of settling down, moving the ball around a little bit. They do well when there's multiple touches each possession.
Jumper from the corner, well short. Sherry comes right to him, but he wasn't prepared for it. Oh, a little contact there.
Not a lot of boxing out going on either side right now.
Durfee lucky they didn't get a foul there, but
Stevenson taking the ball to the basket, strong, a little out of control right now. Durfee, take a pause, and again, we're moving fast in the second quarter, but take a pause, see if they get a couple things going to the rim.
See on your screen right there, Montel Fitness and Training Center. So that's the new fitness room behind us that was dedicated. I was just talking about what they dedicated that last spring. Coach DeCruz asking for an extra. I think he wanted a foul on that as that was going out of bounds.
Going back to Mr. Montel's dedication, I was lucky enough to be there, and those guys, you know, that spearheaded that, Mr. Burns, Mr. Cameron. I'm going to miss so many people, so I don't want to rattle off too many names, but those guys are my heroes. That's why I wanted to be a phys ed teacher.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted to come back and work here. So it was just awesome to be in the back and just observe, you know, the love they had for Mr. Montel and just what he built into just an unbelievable physical education program. And just to be there was an honor. And it's awesome. Every kid that goes in there, you know, gets a chance to see that. It's fantastic. That felt like a couple weeks ago. That was what, last June? Last May?
It was, yeah. It was last June, which is really amazing. You're right. It feels like it's already more than half a year, but yeah, it was great to see some familiar faces for sure. Bev Camber was there. I haven't seen her since she retired from here when I graduated in 07.
One of my favorites. They're all my favorites.
I remember Miss Puffer. I remember Torpy as well. Ms. Torpy.
And they were all there.
Mean,
that says something about Don Montel.
I know, really. They were all there. It was took me back, that's for sure. I mean, these are people I hadn't seen in over 15 years. So it was really cool. They did it right. I'm glad that they took their time to do this dedication properly. Looks like an issue with at the scorer's table here. I have 28 points. I have 13 for New Bedford. So not sure what we're looking at. The scoreboard in the gym is accurate. Scoreboard on your screen accurate. Looks like Coach Hill might have asked a question because now the official's back to him. Coach DeCruz is back in the corner on his own. They're not talking with him. So might have been a question from New Bedford.
Alvin Gaston in the game with a new number 0.
Yeah.
The kids love that number these days. Tatum.
Yeah, I know.
Very unusual number when, you know, why was the squad? You couldn't even have it. And now that's a high priority number because of Jason Tatum, Devontae Stewart back in the ball game now too.
There's a technical foul against Durfee.
And I'm going to tell you exactly what happened with no confirmation, but I will get confirmation at halftime. Alvin's number was not changed in the book. I guarantee you.
You're right, because he just checked in, so that makes sense.
So
free throws for the other number 0,
Oh,
Javian Lloyd, but he missed the first.
If times have changed, Alvin was wearing number 23. That was the most desired number in the world when I was a kid.
I know.
Now he's just a sneaker guy.
Yep. So that's absolutely got to be it.
I will get confirmation at halftime.
So it's nothing happened on the court. So it's not, and nothing on the bench. So it's definitely a book thing. And you're right, unconfirmed, but I'd put money on it, I'm sure. Foul. This one will be a foul now against Durfee. Gaston picking up the foul.
Durfee right now, I would say, has a real opportunity to really kind of put New Bedford away a little bit.
Yeah.
Moving towards the half, if they can get some things going transition-wise, get a couple easy layups. Rather than making this a stressful second half, as New Bedford's extending their press out a little bit now, 1-2-2 half court.
Good pass across to Gaston, quickly covered up now, passing it off, and Lucas able to get there.
Confirmed.
Confirmed, yeah.
Confirmed.
Good call. Oh.
Tough.
Lloyd landed and twisted up his ankle, it appears. Really awkward landing. And he can't even put any weight on it. That's not good.
Yeah, just an aggressive play with an awkward land. He knew right away, too, with the ankle. And all the kids now, they're all wearing low tops.
Yeah.
And,
Stewart's second foul, and because of the tech here, Durfee with now 4 team fouls with 5 minutes to go, 5.5 to go in this half. So New Bedford may be hitting free throws for a while.
yeah, Durfee's going to turn up their intensity right now. You know, they've played well, and they're getting a lot of steals right now. They're just in one of those ruts. They're not converting.
No, you're right. Not to the, obviously not to the level they were in the first. It's a good thing the defense is bailing them out, because only 3 points on the board for them in this quarter, and only 1 for New Bedford. 4 points total in 3 minutes.
The last thing you want to do is go into the half playing as well as you have, but leaving New Bedford hanging around at a 10 or a 9-point lead where, you know, you definitely have the opportunity to extend this up. And that's the consistency we talk about. You know, keep going, keep going. Don't be satisfied with a couple good possessions. Like,
yeah. Lloyd on the bench for New Bedford, still in a lot of pain. He definitely landed and extended the wrong way there, twisted up that foot, that ankle. Our trainer, Kelly Mahoney, over there checking on him and working on him. Third foul against Rosa. He was not a starter for New Bedford, but he's already up to 3 personals, and he's going to depart as quickly as he came on. New Bedford's first team foul. Not a bad crowd considering the weather, considering it's a Tuesday night. This game is 90% of the time on a Friday. So a little different to be seeing Durfee and New Bedford play early in the week, but not a bad crowd when you consider.
Not a schedule maker, but I always feel as though that this should be a Friday game. Like, before the season starts, plug these 2 in on, you know, what would be this Friday or last Friday, next Friday.
100%.
This is a Friday type game. Great pass, great finish by Sherry. Great job on the slip.
Yeah, on the flip side, there's Somerset in next Friday, the 26th, which is also, you know, a big game, but not to the level of this. It's just a big game because it's a rivalry. It means nothing in terms of the conference.
Well, that'll be a point in Somerset in the top 3. Number 3 in their recent power rankings. They're having a heck of a season. Talking to Coach Slater earlier in the year, they were very light in the December with a great flip by Eric Lucas off the glass. They were light early in the season. They're going to stop playing twice a week. They're only at 6 games right now, but they'll stop flying. Stevenson tournament.
Are you serious? They've only played 6 games?
6 games right now.
Wow.
Well, they run their season-ending tournament mid to late February vacation, that Monday, Wednesday, or Tuesday, Thursday vacation.
Still, that just seems kind of crazy that this far along they're only at 6 games. They'll find themselves in some trouble if we have any snow days and they have to postpone games. They're gonna be on a really tight leash in terms of what they have open in the schedule.
Oh, and they started off so well too.
I know.
It's one of those I'd want to play every day.
New Bedford will inbound here after the travel called against Stevenson. 16-point lead for Durfee. That's the largest of the night. New Bedford trying to get 3 back on the 3 ball from Rivera. It was no good and out of bounds. We'll give it back to the Hilltoppers. Under 4 minutes to play here in this first half.
New Bedford pulling back their press after dead balls and makes, going to a man-to-man. New Bedford throwing multiple looks defensively at Durfee. And this is where really Durfee can shine.
Corner, wide open is Sherry, no good.
Durfee's guards are so quick and can get to the rim right here. If Durfee can just be a little patient and make some shots, they can really do a nice job against a man-to-man. A lot of teams have been zoning them because of that.
Open 3, no good on this side for the Whalers. That's put up, and that will go.
Lucas identical on the right side as his last take to the basket.
Yep. Back to back for him. There he is, number 1.
I like Eric Lucas coming off the bench. These guys want to start. I know that. I've been a high school kid. But we saw it with Devontae Stewart and Jaden Espinal 2 years ago. We saw it with Avante Lamore last year. Guys coming off the bench giving instant offense. That's a valuable asset.
Stevenson with basketball. The steal. Can't get it to go. Lucas to Sherry. Tough shot, no foul. Kept in. What an effort by Diakite. Durfee still keeps. Now Espinal on the dribble drive. That's no good. And now New Bedford with it. 4 opportunities there. Holy cow.
Yeah, both teams playing hard, but sometimes playing hard can get sporadic, and that was kind of the definition of that one. I think after the third one, we could have taken it out and taken the ball out and settled down a little bit. But
you bring up a good point about the offense off the bench, though, having that spark. Because Lamore was that last year. And
Devontae Stewart and Jaden Espinal were that 2 years ago. You remember, those guys didn't start as sophomores full-time.
I know, because of Lewis and Holly.
And Milwaukee.
Yeah, that's right. And
Ariel Pereira started a little bit. Alexis Montilla started a little bit. Mickey Rivera. Hargraves. There was a lot of guys. So those guys, I mean, they had some spot starts here and there, and they played a lot, and they were both valuable assets. But you bring those 2 guys off the bench. That's great. And then Lamore last year had an all-conference season specifically off of that. So having Lewis off the bench today, it's not bad.
No, not at all.
But, you know, I was a high school kid, too. Starting means a lot to these guys. It's understandable. But, you know, that's what you have coaches for, and relay positive messages for, you know, different roles.
Yeah.
Great job by Stevenson settling down. He wanted to go. He wanted to go the length of the floor. Little out of control. He gathered himself.
Gaston. That's good for 3.
Showing that Jason Tatum number right there. Alvin, as a sophomore, playing his first year of playing full-time varsity minutes, has done a nice job. He's been kind of that guy off the bench, sparking some energy. Bright future in Durfee. He's only a sophomore, old school 3-sport athlete, football, basketball, baseball. You don't see a ton of that anymore.
37-18, final minute here of the half. Lamore wants one from outside, and he's got it too. Tons of 3-pointers in this first half. The Hilltoppers feeling it from beyond the arc.
One more stop and a score can really make the Hilltoppers feel good about themselves going into the half. It's exactly what I talked about. Doesn't want to have New Bedford at that 8 or 9 after Durfee's played so well.
Exactly. Off the rim, no good, and you might have your chance here. 2-on-1. Lamore has Stevenson to the left. Lamore to the basket. It won't go.
Great outlet pass by Alvin Gaston, too.
So now the Whalers will try to get the final shot. 10 seconds left. Good feet underneath. Oh, almost lost. He stepped out of bounds. I thought so. A tough break for New Bedford. Now Durfee with 6.2 will have an opportunity.
Good job by Durfee not fouling on that one. That would have put him on the line for 2. Now they get a clean 6 seconds.
And they'll roll it out. Just going to pick it up. Stevenson has tons of speed. Look at this. Weaving through traffic, kicks it out. Not a good pass. Ball comes loose, and that will not count. What a first half. Now, Durfee certainly slowed up a little bit in the second quarter. Just the 15 points. It's respectable, but you know, not to the tune of the first quarter. But they held New Bedford to just 5 points in that quarter.
Deja vu all over again from the game you and I did last Tuesday, where we had a couple of 5-point quarters.
I know.
Durfee hitting those 2 threes, closing out the quarter, made that quarter a lot louder for Durfee.
All right, folks. Brendan and I are going to step aside. We have some feature pieces that we will run during the 10-minute halftime break. We'll see you for the third quarter live on Fred TV. Don't go anywhere. Back to Romero. Romero forges ahead. Touchdown. touchdown, Hilltoppers.
Coming in, you're really scared, you might be a little nervous, but I think being a part of a team gives you friends who can come with you all the way through high school, and then coaches looking out for you. I think as an athlete, you can improve and learn the art of dedication.
That shot taken. Cadet will take the shot and score.
Hard work pays off. For my freshman year, starting off hardly knowing anything about sports to now my junior year, having almost all the school records in track and field. I feel like this school shows a lot of opportunities in classrooms and out of classrooms.
High flip to Espinal, open three, got it! Big time hit from Granham.
Durfee has such a great community, such great pride, we're people who love to be here, we love to compete, we love to play, and it's such a great opportunity.
Corralled by Camara, full steam ahead, weaving through traffic, takes the shot, and it's good! Camara, coast to coast!
I've made a lot of great friends playing sports. I really appreciate how it fosters a community amongst all of the athletes, even in between sports seasons.
Good pass up the field, gets some good backspin on it, and it is a loose ball, shot, and it's good! To tie it, it's good! Medeiros on the PK!
You have a lot of support and a lot of people around you. It's a good environment, especially the sports teams.
Great. O'Connell with the three, and the lead is over 30.
I know how much pride it takes to be a topper, so it made me work harder so I can be more successful.
It's really great to just be able to learn accountability, reliability, just getting involved in school, and I feel like the best way to do that is to join a sport.
In the air in a deep left field. Coppola heading back at the wall. It's gone! 3-run home run for Montilla, and it's a 2-run game.
Hello, my name is Laura Ferreira, the Director of Traffic and Parking. During a snowstorm, your safety is our first priority. At times, a parking ban may be necessary to ensure access for emergency vehicles and to allow plows to clear streets. A general rule is park on the side of the street opposite the fire hydrant. For more information, please visit our website at www.fallriverma.org and search parking ban. In addition, you may call the Mayor's office at 508-324-2600 or the Office of Traffic and Parking at 508-324-2123. New England weather can be unpredictable. Notification of a parking ban will be made early to give residents the opportunity to move their vehicles. Thank you for your assistance and cooperation.
I'm Mike Labossiere, Watuppa Reservation Forester.
And I'm Paul Furlan, the Administrator of Community Utilities.
Protecting open space is a benefit today, and it's a gift to future generations.
For over 150 years, Fall River has been a leader in environmental preservation. The Southeastern Massachusetts Bioreserve ensures forests and fields remain undeveloped and accessible. The Community Preservation Act is a vital component to fulfill climate goals.
Since 2017, CPA funds totaling nearly $1.3 million have been used to acquire conservation areas in Fall River. Educational programs within the bioreserve connect families to nature and promote understanding and respect for diverse culture, history, and wildlife.
Half of Fall River, about 12,000 acres, an area the size of Mattapoisett, is protected water and woodland. Healthy forests minimize flooding, reduce erosion, and provide habitat for endangered species.
As the region expands manufacturing and technology, people are directly reliant on green infrastructure as an irreplaceable source of clean water and air.
Miles of trails wind
The School Administration Building at 417 Rock Street was built over 100 years ago by craftsmen from around the globe.
And Mr. and Mrs. William Brayton, mill owners, raised their 9 children in this statement home.
Decades later, the property became too costly for a single family and was gifted to the Fall River School District. Architects reconfigured the 22 rooms to accommodate administrative staff.
By 2018, this historic structure was compromised, eliciting mold and water damage. Once dubbed the last big house on the hill, this extraordinary piece of architecture was in poor condition.
Care was shown to restore artistic elements, including the circular railing and banister, chair rails, crown molding, antique and oak flooring. And the building is now handicap accessible.
Roof work was the primary concern for the Brayton house. This new pitch surface directs water to a modernized drainage system.
10 years ago, Fall River residents voted to adopt the Community Preservation Act, which allows for a 1.5% surcharge on property tax bills to incentivize history, travel, diversity, and recreation. CPA funds have supported thousands of significant projects in Massachusetts. Thank you for your continued interest in community beautification and betterment.
The Gothic Revival-style arch at Oak Grove Cemetery signals the final resting place of some of Fall River's most prominent residents.
Since 1873, thousands of funeral processions have passed through these ornate iron gates. War heroes, abolitionists, mill owners, and Lizzie Borden are buried within these walls.
Despite fine craftsmanship and historical recognition, the arch was unable to withstand time and the elements, and was in danger of collapse.
10 years ago, Fall River residents voted to adopt the Community Preservation Act, which allows for a 1.5% surcharge on property tax bills. This cherished landmark was saved with funds through the Community Preservation Act.
In just 5 months, this time using some modern machinery, local contractors refurbished the granite arch and replaced sections of the gate.
A uniquely Fall River work of art and a respectful reflection for the dead has been saved for future generations.
CPA funds have supported thousands of significant projects in Massachusetts. Thank you for your continued interest in community beautification and betterment.
Welcome back here on Fred TV to the Field House. The halftime break just about over. Evan Nassud, Brendan Kelly with you for Tuesday Night Hopes, Durfee, New Bedford, and the Hilltoppers up by a lot right now. 22 points, the advantage for Durfee.
Yeah, Durfee did a great job closing out the second quarter, feeling good about themselves going into the half. 20's not what it used to be, so it's important that they come out in the third quarter. Consistency the second half of the season for Durfee is going to be gigantic, and what better way to start than game 11 right now against New Bedford. So, so far 2 for 2 as far as quarters. Break them down into small pieces, and they've done a good job.
Well, players coming back to the court, so we will get right back to it here, but impressive numbers for Durfee, that's for sure.
Yeah.
During the break here.
Yeah, they spread the ball around pretty well. 5, 6 guys scored. That usually is a good sign for Durfee when that happens.
Tough take there to the basket. Hilltoppers come away with it. Another 2-on-1 situation. And Durfee does not get it to go.
Stevenson's got his he's got his extra gear all game today. Maybe take it down 1 gear. He's just so fast and gets out there, and he's a sneaky jumper. You don't think he could jump that well, and he explodes.
Oh gosh, I know, it really is. He's incredibly fast, and sometimes it gets him a little, what's the term you like, helter-skelter? You know, little too out of control.
Stewart with the old school 15-footer from the corner. He's got a great touch from out that area. New Bedford in a little bit of a scramble right now.
Corner 3, high off the glass from Sherry.
Ben doesn't say much, but he called glass on that. That's what we'll just say.
That's what we'll say. We're going to go with it. Stevenson and Lamore with 10 apiece for Durfee in that first half. No Whalers in double figures yet. Wow.
Blocker charge.
That's a bang call right there, and I'll tell you, it looked like Stewart was pretty set to me. But he's going to get his 3rd foul.
Tay's one of the only guys that consistently looks to take a charge, and it's the bang.
And that one definitely was. Definitely bang. 2 shots here for Brunskill. He'll miss the first one. It's his first trip to the line tonight.
We haven't had a ton of free throws.
No, it's actually kind of nice. Keeps the flow going. You know I'm big about keeping the pace of play going.
You want to get home before the ice, right? Bedford's still trying a lot of different looks defensively.
Espinal, pull up 3 is short. Oh, nice block. Espinal picked it in the air, long range pass to Stevenson. He loses it. Now who wants it? It'll be the Whalers. It'll be Brunskill.
Ball slipping out of his hands. Both teams right now kind of playing a little pickup style right now. Neither team in the first 2 minutes has pulled it back for a second, tried to run their half-court stuff.
Yeah, and that's Stewart's 4th foul now, so he's going to come out.
Another aspect of Devontae Stewart, playing out of position the last couple of years. He's a guard, he's a wing, but has had to play for whatever purposes. We're not a tall team. We haven't been the last couple of years. Unfortunately, guarding other players and taking the risk of taking those charges, he picks up fouls, and it's another thing of his unselfishness that goes unnoticed.
Lamore can't get it to go. Stevenson will get it to fall.
It really
hung up on that rim a little bit there, and finally gravity pulled it down.
I really, kudos go out to Devontae Stewart because he's playing out of position for the wellness of the team. And big 3 by Lamore. Durfee with an opportunity to pour it on right now, really stretch it out.
He waited, juked back, slid to his right, and drained it. He's got 13 for team high. It's a 29-point lead, now 27.
Great job by New Bedford. They finally took the opportunity to slow it down, run their half-court set, and they got a layup. As Espinal comes right back.
Espinal had 2 threes early in the game, both in the first quarter, and was held scoreless in the second. So now he's finally got some points again. Offensive foul.
Blocker charge.
I know, right?
Flip the coin. We got this one right here.
So back-to-back questionable bang, bang foul calls. This one goes Durfee's way. It's called against Diakite.
New Bedford with a nice job once again, running their half-court set. It's kind of a high-low, getting the guy from the free throw line diving down. Got a nice opportunity, layup. Just a good job by Jaden Espinal stepping in, but if there's any coaches out here trying to get a scout, trying to get some X's and O's on either team, it'll be tough. It's really a free-flowing on both ends.
Update on scoring here. Ben Sherry with his last 3. He's up to double figures. So 3 guys into double figures. Espinal trailing with 8.
And this is Sherry's second game in double figures. He had over 10 against Dartmouth on Friday. Nice sign for Durfee getting an extra score in there. And he gets a lot of his buckets on, kick to the corner threes and then off of rebounds and dump offs. So just not another guy doing exactly the same thing. It helps for the flow of an offense.
Sure. Dual possession there, or jump ball, however you want to call it. New Bedford with it. Going for 3, and a foul away from the ball. Basket's going to count for 3 by Lloyd, who's back in after he rolled his ankle pretty badly.
Good for that kid, too. You never want to see somebody get hurt and have to have extended time out.
So the 3 counts.
Where was the foul? Was it underneath the rim? Not on the shooter.
No. Yeah, it was away from the ball. Yeah, they called it it was on Gaston, who was in the paint. He was nowhere near Lloyd.
The officials are right. This is
right.
Underneath the basket.
Yeah, this is not a shooting foul. Ball was in the air, 3 counts, foul came in, and now New Bedford keeps the ball.
Bucket good.
Correct. Thought New Bedford cable had the girls game live, but they're not live streaming, so they may be dealing with some signal issues in New Bedford at the gym there in New Bedford. It's happened before, so unfortunately, girls are not live, and we will get that game from New Bedford cable because they are covering the girls game, but we can't tap into their live feed like we did for Brockton last week. Give you an update.
Big game on the girls' side for Coach Karen and his troops.
Yeah, ladies struggling a bit here for Durfee. Really struggling scoring points. If you saw the Dartmouth game last week, they lost 33-24, but I mean, you hold Dartmouth to just 33, they improved to 11-0 with that win. I consider that a good night. But, I mean, you got to score more than 24 points in a game. That's the bottom line.
They held Kat Cheeseborough to 18 points.
Yeah.
She's not only one of the best scorers in Massachusetts, she's one of the best scorers in New England.
She got her 1,000th as a junior last year. That's how prolific a scorer this one is.
Earlier this year, so she's still a junior.
That's what I mean. I'm sorry, yes. In December, she got it, and she is a junior this year. So she's going to probably hit 1,500 or more.
Well, prior to that game, she'd been over 36 games in a row. 18 points is a great high school scoring opportunity. And that was her first game under. She was like 12 under her average.
Yeah, it's incredible.
That's incredible.
They took her right out of it. Lloyd for 2. Whalers pressing here, and Durfee draws the foul.
New Bedford continue to play hard.
Now Rosa. Rosa has seen very little time in this game for New Bedford, and in those few minutes, he's picked up 4 fouls. Back to the bench goes Rosa.
I like what New Bedford's trying to do right now. They're going to try to speed Durfee up and force them to take quicker shots. And they're just going to try to give themselves a few more offensive opportunities, see what happens. Again, I'll say it again, 20 is not what it used to be. It's still over 20 right now, but New Bedford's going to go right to the end, throw whatever they can at Durfee.
Lamore is open. Sherry trying for that rebound. Durfee crowding, falling back. What an effort. Oh, travel on Gaston.
Right idea, trying to be unselfish. Probably should have just went up with it.
I have to say, though, with the score the way it is, with this kind of a lead, you're coming up on 10, 11 minutes of game time between the remainder of this quarter and the fourth. This is the time where now you don't need to scramble unless it gets close. Use the shot clock. You get 35 seconds of possession. Durfee has no reason to press here and try to put points up. Oh, out of bounds. See, that's what I mean, doing too much. Slow it down now. There's no need to rush.
The other concern I would have as well is that little dive down from the foul line has got an open look 4 times in a row.
Well, that's a whole other thing.
So they've got to tighten up defensively a little bit. You know, this is a great opportunity to work on some of their half-court sets, work on a few of their different looks. You know, the three-pointers are going to be their transition at all times, all year, all the way to the end. This is the stuff that they've got to get better at, and this is, you know, the stuff that we look back at a month ago, a few things go a different way.
Yeah, no, 100%. A few things go a different way. This could be, they could be, you know, 7-3 right now. That's a whole different animal from 5-5.
Yeah, so I mean, this is right now being up comfortably, you know, and I never feel comfortable on the sideline. So I think being up here, my anxiety from being down there but they're in a good spot. Well, these are important minutes. They've got to be clean.
Well, you know, I have to say the one that surprised me was the Brockton game last week, because Brockton chipped away at Dartmouth's lead and really made a game out of it. And I was surprised, you know, Brockton has struggled, but they battled back. And for Durfee to go into Brockton and just really run away with that one, I said, wow, well then maybe they'll do well against Dartmouth. And Dartmouth came in here and steamrolled over us. So I can't figure out the conference this year. It's pretty crazy. So that one really messed me up a little bit, because I thought, oh good, we turned the corner. Great game against Brockton. We can handle, we'll stay with Dartmouth, eke out a win at home, get ready for New Bedford. And no, instead, we lost to Dartmouth. It wasn't a great game.
Well, as far as you say you're not sure about the conference, we're just about first time through, I think, Friday.
Yeah.
Right now, we're going through Dartmouth.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. But regardless of that, you know, you think about it and say, well, when you look at how the teams played each other, I would have thought it would have been closer, given how good Durfee was against Brockton. I didn't think Dartmouth was as good against Brockton as we were. So that's where I'm saying, you take the matchups and you look at it, you scrutinize it, and you say, okay, maybe we'll do okay. And last Friday was not a good night here at Durfee.
No, I thought it was a little too late. You know, I thought execution-wise it was sloppy.
Yeah. No good on that.
Right now, Durfee hasn't done much this third quarter, and New Bedford slowly chipping away. Down to 18 right now, and the energy is shifting right now. These are important minutes for Durfee. They've got to take their time. This isn't a park game at Kennedy where you just go up and down. Execute your half-court stuff. Let's hit some things to the rim. Get to the free throw line right now. Clean finish.
That foul on Rivera, his first, but it's the 5th for the team. So yes, free throws now as Stevenson will go to the line. Diakite had 6 points in the first half. He has 6 points in this quarter alone. New Bedford doubled their total from the first half. They've put up 18 points here in this third quarter alone. Durfee now with 15 this quarter.
With 90 seconds to go, each team's going to get a couple possessions here.
Yeah.
A few threes go in, couple and ones
so
on the other end.
56 to 36, still a 20-point game after Stevenson puts in 2 at the free throw line. But New Bedford, I think, you know, lucky for Durfee. Oh, wow. It went. Some contact there. That could have been a foul, too. Brunskill.
New Bedford has got into that red painted area at will this quarter.
Yeah. I will say, I mean, luckily for the Hilltoppers, you know, they built such a big lead that they have a little room for error. They went into the half with a 22-point lead. Right now, it's an 18-point lead. So it's not horrible. It's not a bad situation.
Now these 2 free throws instead of the 1-and-1.
Right. Lucas now at the line. We've talked about it a few times now this year. That was one of the changes, is team fouls max out at 5 per quarter, just like the pros.
On the women's side.
Yes, on the women's side. And then at the end of each quarter, they reset. So at 5 fouls, automatic 2 shots at the line. Lamora pulls up. Stevenson, oh, he's gonna take it for a long 3 that's well short, a little too far back there.
I need a full year of watching high school basketball through the tournament before I can give my final, whether I like it or not.
The foul change?
The foul change, because I go back and forth all the time. Sometimes 5 times during one game. So I need a full year before I give my final whether or not I like it. I'm leaning towards I think I like it.
Well, one of the things I've commented, I said,
right idea.
I love that idea, but it didn't pan out. Lamore, good for 2. One of the things I like about it, and I've said this on the air, is that I think for teams that get into foul trouble early in games, and we've seen it here, it kind of bails you out a little bit. There have been games you and I have done. Durfee's at 6 fouls with a minute left in the first quarter. And they're allowing the opponent to shoot 1 and 1 for over a quarter at a time. And so in this case here, it bails you out. At least that's how I feel about it.
Takes the pressure off too, I think, on that initial one-on-one. Great dump off.
Wow, what a pass and what a
great
finish. Ben Sherry having a tremendous game. 12 points now and 1. With the foul. Brunskill's second.
That's what I was talking about before. Ja pulled it back a little bit, used some clock. The clock was identical, shot clock and game clock. Get to the rim. These guys can get to the rim. They're so quick. Nice dump off. Great finish by Ben Sherry. Having a great game. He's having a nice year. This is his best game. Great sign for Durfee.
At the buzzer, no good. Well, you were a little worried, but guess what? Hilltoppers finished the quarter 22 points in the third. 20 points for New Bedford, so they hung with Durfee, but the Hilltoppers with that late surge getting it done. So Brendan, as we're going to cut away just for a minute. Remember, folks, we do this every game. This is where we live stream right here on our Facebook page, Fred TV Sports. Like and follow us, so when we go live, especially towards the end of the year when we start doing playoff games, you don't miss a second of the action. We archive on our YouTube channel under the same name, Fred TV Sports. You can watch anywhere, anytime. A little easier to cast it to your television with your smart TVs and stuff. So live streaming Facebook, archived on YouTube. We thank you always for tuning in. Brendan, final thoughts heading into the fourth quarter.
It's going to be clean. You know, consistency is huge. This is the second half of the year right now. It's a rivalry game. We've done a good job of making shots. It's got to be a clean finish. This can't just be up and down. Jameer Stevenson did a great job that last part of the quarter. Got a nice, easy basket. It's got to be clean.
If I'm Durfee, I look at it here. You're up by 24. There's no reason to not take minimum 15 seconds off of every possession.
Gotta work on the half-court stuff. Come later on. With
if it's there, take it. But don't just go crazy here. Use the time and just shorten this game. Sherry again. Kid is having the game of his life. 15 points for Ben Sherry.
He's really getting comfortable playing this center spot, you know. I have him in class. You talk to him a little bit. It was, you know, different from the start, and he's really taking a role of it right here. He's reaping the benefits of it.
Lloyd, no good. Hard off that iron. Kicks back to Rivera, and a whistle sounds. I believe the foul coming here against Espinal for the Hilltoppers.
For Durfee, number 20 senior Latrell So in the game for the first time. A point guard, senior, 4-year player.
15 for Sherry, 15 for Lamore, 14 for Stevenson, all Durfee, and Diakite with 12 for the Whalers, the only Hilltopper in double figures.
Sherry did a nice job of making the New Bedford player move his shot a little bit up in the air. Desmond Brusco. Good job not getting the foul and making him take a real tough shot.
You can hear Coach saying, talk! They just got that in time. And Brunskill with the bucket here. He's up to 8 points. I'll pull up the schedules here. Durfee has, New Bedford has Brockton next. That's on Friday. Durfee has BR on Friday. The girls are home.
And we'll be on air for that.
Yeah, boys are away. So the rest of this week, we got 2 more broadcasts this week. We will finally get over to Diamond. We'll see girls hoops at Diamond on Thursday. A 5 o'clock game will be over at the James T. Ashley Gym. And then on Friday back here, Brendan and I will have girls hoops against the Trojans from BR. That's a 6:30 tip.
We were talking about Somerset only playing 6 games. And I might be mistaken. Either Diamond boys or Diamond girls, as of last week, were only at 4. And I looked at their arbiter, and it wasn't an error. It just, I'm not a schedule maker.
No,
I know it's tough, and but I was very surprised. And maybe I have it wrong.
Well, go figure. Here's one for you. The Diamond Durfee Hockey Co-op, their last game on home ice is January 27th. Their senior night is before February. How does that work?
Well, that makes a little more sense in the crazy hockey world where ice time and rink time and so many different schools sharing there. I mean, I was unaware that, and I asked some of my friends that played high school hockey when I was in high school, that practice time is so limited for high school hockey down in this area. I mean, you really got to have that practice plan.
It's ridiculous
because you're only getting an hour, if that.
And I'm gonna say this too, is that having done now 3 games there, how about that from Lloyd for 3? Makes it 64-45. Having done 3 games now at Driscoll, the amount of money that these rinks get from the schools to use the ice, there's no excuse for that place to be in the shape that it's in. The ice was not painted, the striping and whatnot, before this season started. The crease at one end of the ice has almost no paint. It's almost non-existent. And then some of the circles as well that they face, the face-off circles, are half borders of red. You can barely see it. It's really disappointing, I have to say.
I haven't been in Driscoll in ages.
It's not, it's not good.
I always say I want to go to a game, and the winter just takes a hold of you, and I like to go to high school basketball games, and I haven't been in a while.
Well, the 27th is senior night. It's a Saturday game at 4, and we're broadcasting that one. That's the last home game of the year. You mentioned Diamond Girls. You are right. There must have been a cancellation or something, because their first game back after the holiday break was last Friday. They've only played.
And they didn't play during the holiday, if I'm not mistaken.
They played the 28th, and that was
28th.
it. But that's 1 game. So they had 3 games in before the break, then the 28th, and then nothing till last Friday. That game has not been put in. So they've actually played 5, but that's really strange. That's very, very strange, the Diamond Girls. I'm not sure why, but we will find out why when we're there on Thursday, that's for sure.
Gotta ask my guy Shane Doyle.
You
sure
got
his
that
practices
right.
were getting very creative.
I don't understand that. Lamore fouled on the 3, and he'll go to the line for 3.
Durfee got bailed out too fast of a 3-pointer. They've got to settle it down. Yes, my keys are the 4th quarter being clean. This is not it right now.
And guess what? Nick Rosa, who I said earlier, barely any time in this game he was not a starter. He's fouled out. Almost every possession that he was a part of, he had a foul.
Can't take him with you.
No, that's still though, that's rare. You don't usually see that. Lamore missing the first one. That was New Bedford's first foul. Each team with 1 here so far in the 4th, with 3 minutes gone.
2 of 3.
Lamore, yep, 2 for 3, up to 17 points at game high. 66-47. Durfee's lead. Still with plenty of breathing room. Nice put back from Goodine. Stewart passing to Lucas. Back to Stewart, slowing it down. Espinosa. Oh, a little slip there as he hit the painted area. Nice block from behind. The denial from Brunskill. Quick pull-up jumper for 2.
Said it at the beginning of the game. New Bedford was not going to go away. They may have a situation where they run out of time. And Lamore's still keeping it going, but New Bedford's playing hard right to the end.
One more basket from Lamore and he'll pass 20 points tonight.
He could fill them up quick.
Oh yeah. Corner 3 from Brunskill, well off the mark. Kept in. What an effort by Diakite.
Diakate's having a heck of a game.
Yeah.
He's really doing the old school muscle stuff, getting the ball.
Both sides of the ball.
Basket. Yeah, I'm really impressed with him, playing really hard.
15-point game here with 3.5 to go. So this is why I say it now, right? Slow down this game. Don't give extra possessions. You can really slow this game down.
13-point game, 3 minutes, 20 seconds ago. This is an eternity in high school basketball. Durfee just real sloppy with the passes. Ball has to come out.
Sherry back out to the point. Stewart will take the open 3 and he knocks it down. Stewart with just his second basket of the game. That's a big one.
Tay's my guy. I have him in class. One of my favorite kids of all time. I will.
What a rebound. Everybody fighting
in class. That was a no good shot. That was still too early, but my guy made it.
He wants another one
right now.
Got it!
And he can say that tomorrow that he. Heck of a shot, and hey, he's a guard. He can. that's his skill set. So, wow. He always comes in. We analyze third period. We talk a lot of hoops. He's an old soul when it comes to basketball. He's great to talk hoops with. So I'm gonna have to let him know that I thought the first one was a no good shot, and he got me on the second one. And right back up we go. So great job.
Yeah, talk about a change here. 74-55. 2 quick threes for Stewart. And Durfee back up by 19. 2:40 to go.
That's the way basketball is evolved with the three-pointer. They come in bunches. The misses come in bunches, but the makes come in bunches too. And the makes are loud. Those were 2 loud three-pointers.
As soon as he let it go here, the whole crowd on the right, all the students that are here, just stood up. They knew it was going.
He knew that second one was in.
Oh, big 3 on the other side from Baptista. New Bedford gets them back. They got it back again.
Durfee's going to take this under 2 minutes right now.
Yeah, slow it down. Kick back out to Lucas. Great pass. That looks good. It is good.
They come in bunches. They come in bunches.
Durfee shooting outside tonight is as good as we've seen them in a long time. Multiple guys just nailing it from distance. I mean, really, it's been a 3 attack tonight. Baptista back to Brunskill. Foul. Durfee's second, 2 shots. That was on Diaz Rivera, his first. And 2 shots now for Brunskill, who is 2 for 4 in the game. And if he hits this second one, he'll put him into double figures with 10 on the night. No good. Diakite with the stretch. Back to Brunskill, almost wasn't ready for it. Baptista calling in the corner. Shifts over, knocks it down.
Great relocation, that's that nice side step. Durfee's very sloppy, throwing the ball inbounds. New Bedford with another one.
Brunskill can't get it to go out of bounds. Durfee has it.
Well, that's another great opportunity right here. Durfee's gonna see teams pressure them a little bit.
Well, the Whalers are not letting him inbound the ball.
Oh, this is a second game in a row where we've seen some pressure of the full court nature, and Durfee's been sloppy, so take your opportunity, execute your stuff. Eric Lucas with a great job pulling out right now.
Oh, tipped away. That's all right. Hilltoppers will inbound. 20 on the shot clock, 1:03 left in the ball game as the Hilltoppers will climb back above 500.
Always feels good to beat New Bedford.
Oh, absolutely. Isn't it amazing that in the conference here, Durfee lost to Dartmouth, but they've beaten Brockton, and now they'll have beaten New Bedford. If it was the big 3 here, we'd be up 2-0.
we'd be in the driver's seat with that.
That's right. We should beat BR Friday. If they play like this on the road, they should beat the Trojans.
So this is a very talented Durfee team.
Yeah.
These guys have played together for a long time. They're deep, they can shoot the ball. It's all about consistency and being under control in tight situations. We've got the whole second half ahead of us. There's games on the schedule, we can compete. We've been competing in all of them.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of going out and doing it.
Stevenson double teamed, leaves Lucas open. 20 on the shot clock. Durfee holding on here. New Bedford playing back, giving him a ton of space. Back to Stevenson, 10 on the shot clock. To the paint, pulls back. Lucas pulls up for 3. No good, hits the rim. 17 seconds left to play, out of bounds. That went off of Josh Sainin.
And for the first time, my guy Josh. Josh is going to play these 15 seconds hard. I'm going to guarantee you that.
Well, Brendan, a game Durfee needed to win. This is a statement here against their arch rivals. 77-62. New Bedford will inbound here for what should be the last possession of the game.
Here's the challenge for Durfee now. Are we going to go win one, lose one, win one, lose one, win one, lose one?
I know.
Or are we going to start
stringing
things together?
Yeah.
You know, with the
that's game.
With the close of the SEC first time around on Friday, we're back at another big test for Durfee on the road.
Yeah, big test. I mean, again, Durfee fared pretty well against BR last year. BR struggled. Every season is different. But if Durfee plays like this on Friday, I think they're going to be hard to beat. Again, you said it in the open. What Durfee team are we going to get tonight?
And for how long?
And for how long? Well, tonight, we got a really strong all-around effort, in my opinion.
Yeah, they start to finish, a few hiccups, but I thought every time, you know, New Bedford was able to make a little bit of a run, Durfee pulled back for a second or two, executed their stuff, and got a decent look. And Friday on the road, Doug House does a great job. And BR is a tough team always, so we're back to another tough game for Durfee.
No, I agree. You know, I look at this. Durfee, 25 points in the first, 15 in the second, 22 in the third, 15 in the fourth. but the defensive stop that they made to hold New Bedford to 5 in that second quarter that to me was the game changer. New Bedford put up 24 points in this fourth quarter. They didn't go away.
No, Matt Hill does a great job. Like I always feel with Brockton, New Bedford's New Bedford.
Yeah.
You know, they're going to play hard. They're going to be well coached. The tradition means a lot over there, and they didn't stop playing.
Well, a fun one here on this Tuesday night. We don't normally have, we mentioned this is not a matchup that we usually see on a Tuesday, but nonetheless, Durfee New Bedford did not disappoint, and full team effort tonight. We wanted to do a little extra. Got 3 cameras in the works here, extended crew. Our director tonight, Mike Ferreira. Our crew in the control room with him, Alex Mello, Steve Rice, and Gary Lee. And on cameras tonight, Mike Fernandez, David Montero, and Craig Salvador, my broadcast partner, Brendan Kelly. Folks, thanks for tuning in. We got more hoops this week, a double dose of girls hoops Thursday, Friday, Diamond Bengals Thursday at 5, and the Durfee Hilltoppers right here Friday at 6:30. We hope you'll join us for both of those then. Until then, final score one last time from the Luke Urban Fieldhouse. The Hilltoppers winners against New Bedford. They are improving to an over 500 record, 77-62, the final. Good night. Canane in the corner. Her third from outside. Zone. Shot. It's good! Espinal pulls up, knocks it down.